to understand that we must liquidate all this debt that we're under, right? So you will be liquidated of karmic death due, and will no longer have to return to this frequency realm where we are enslaved into.
I agree with everything except for being enslaved. We ain't enslaved. We volunteered to go through this bullshit.
True. True.
Because most of us at this time is the ancient warriors are old that came back to close out the age
That's right.
by any means necessary. So
So
we using right now, we brain bangling with the application of the art of war, right? In order for the prince to ascend the throne as the great pretender.
mm.
Facts. You wanted to add something, Sister Yasini, or I'll move on to the next one.
Oh no, you can go ahead.
All
You
right,
know,
all right.
right?
I want to hit that up, Taz.
Go ahead, sis. Go ahead, sis. Let us know.
Um, you were about to read the second part,
The
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 144,000.
yeah. You want to get on with that?
If you want to read it, you want me to read it? I can go ahead.
Because
Go
that's
ahead,
what I was gonna come in off of too.
because that's gonna break down the 144,000 hertz and this whole story that we've heard about. Oh, only 144,000 are gonna be saved. It's a frequency. It's a
Exactly.
frequency, family. And if you ain't reaching the frequency, it might be 100% of the motherfuckers that don't get quote unquote saved. All right, but go ahead, sis. Let us know about the 144,000.
The 144,000. The book of Revelation is all about the seven chakras. It mentions the number 755 times. Seven churches, seven letters, seven spirits, seven lamps, seven stars, seven seals, seven horns, seven eyes, seven angels, seven trumpets, seven heads, seven crowns, seven plagues, seven bowls, seven heels, seven kings, seven visions, etc. The number 144,000 in the book of Revelation is also in regards to the seven chakras. When taken literally, it represents the exact number of souls that will ascend to God. In Kundalini Yoga, they teach that each of the seven chakras is frequency of light energy that can easily get blocked by negative emotions, thoughts during the course of development. The symbol for the root chakra has 4 petals. Navel chakra has 6. Solar plex chakra has 10. Heart chakra has 12. And the throat chakra has 16, which equal 48. Now, the third eye chakra is represented by the number 96, yet it only has 2 petals. This is because it is 2 times as powerful as the 5 lower chakras, which add up to 48. 2 times 48 equals 96. The crown chakra is said to be 1,000 times more powerful than the lower chakras, than the lower 6 chakras. So when you add up the lower 6 chakras, you get 4 plus 6 plus 10 plus 12 plus 16 plus 96 equal 144. When you times 144 times 1,000, 144,000. Hence, when you relieve yourself from karmic debt, self-judgment, you will emit the highest frequency of light and will no longer have to return to this realm of form.
Facts. Now I wanna before anybody else says anything, I wanna make sure that we somebody addresses the fact that it says at the very end, when you relieve yourself from karmic debt, quote in parentheses, self judgment. If you are self judging yourself, that means that you're here willingly, and you're still here because of what you think of yourself and what it is, the judgment that you're placing upon yourself. But go ahead. Who wants to add value?
Okay, so there's a couple of things that I noticed. If
Yeah.
you notice, there's a lot of sevens in there,
Facts.
right? All of those sevens, everywhere you see a 7, you can insert the word master. And the master is a geometrist, a genealogist, a geologist of the sciences. So when you're looking at all those sevens, you also looking at the symbol for the crooked man walking. All sevens flip to L's. All L's flip to seven. So it's a zigzag flip. Now the irony of it is in that description, there's probably as many L's in that description as it is sevens. But we just didn't notice it because we wasn't paying attention. Mirror flipping. That's what that is. That's how we read the subconscious mind in order to draw out the misinformation from the accurate information by using those flip techniques of as above, so below, to use the earth lens as a telescope, but also using the reverse lens as the microscope. When we're doing this, we're doing science, but we're telling it in written story format. It's also a Masonic code for 144,000, right? So when they say 144 thou seeing, that means one angel that was sent, right? So it's also a Masonic code. So it's a whole lot of more going on with all of this numerology than we are actually privy to knowing, because there's a lot of esoteric mysticism involved.
Facts. Facts. Anybody else wanted to add something to Yazini?
Yeah. They're currently using inner city sirens to hit those 5 lower chakras. Because first they came out with the video of Tamir Rice at the parks, remember? And then about 2017, 2018, it came out that they were using the sirens because all the cities have these sirens in them. You can hear them sometimes, but that loud noise is not the only pitch or frequency that they're on that they can emit. So they use that to herd people into certain places and into certain ideologies. Okay, so that's why they're talking about those are your 5 lowest chakras. So when you talk about sevens, what are the sins that they usually herd our people in when we're in these urban areas? You could usually schools, churches, the club. You know what I'm saying? You could count off 7. Easy. So we have to be aware that there is a mechanism in place right now because you're the soul of the city. And they have to move you a certain way so that they can stay in control. So they have to fuck with those chakras and they use those sirens. I put it out on my page. If you go to Salima Ellis, there's a video of a young lady talking about how her grandfather hates the sound of the sirens. And we all do. It's for a reason. And see, and then they inverted that 7 patriarch, make it more phallic. Okay. So you have to be aware that these are the tricks that they use, and that this ain't just something that's in a Bible in a past story. This is the sigils actually telling you, look, this is what's going on back then and now. But it's the same game plan, but they just using different devices on us. They're using different mechanisms, forms of schisms on the mind, and they use it 7 different ways. The military, the police, the schools, like I said, the club. So these sirens are used to herd us in certain orders and to work. Work, believe it or not, is one of the lower chakras, because you can't see through that veil to know that it doesn't produce anything yet. But that was it basically. I think I was
Those are facts. Those are facts. Especially the part with the bells, how we ruled by them. You know, we Sis and I were speaking about that in word magic. So it was deep how we got into that subject. Now the reindeer. This is when we're gonna be.
Before you go, she mentioned something about the bells.
Uh-huh.
All right. Okay. So you remember Pavlovian response psychology?
Okay.
It was based on bells as a timer to trigger a response in the physiology.
Whoa, hold on. Repeat the name of that thing.
Pavlovian response. You can type it in. So Ivan Pavlov was a psychiatrist who did something called Pavlovian response therapy. He's responsible for the bells in the schools. The whistles at work became bells, right? And in the penitentiary, they count you by the bell.
Right. Right. Facts.
Right. So those are all Pavlovian response network systems. Right. Now the school is a Pavlovian response Skinner box. Skinner box was invented by B.F. Skinner, practicing psychiatrist who used his own daughter as a tool of experimentation in the Skinner box for social and psychological condition to make her into a certain character type. So the schools using those two sciences is begin to develop drones through the system by dumbing them down and making them respond to the bells or the lower chakras in this case, based on what the sister was explaining. So as long as you operate in your lower chakras, your upper three chakras not being used, right? Because your heart chakra is inconsequential until your crown chakra active. So it's just spinning, doing nothing. Where your other three lower chakras, your lower base nature is running amok within the anatomy of the individual.
Mm.
It's also understanding the science behind the layout of the planets in the solar system. By understanding the chakras, you as within, so without, as above, so below. Right? So if we don't respect the sun and the moon, then how are we going to appreciate the stars?
Facts. Facts. Did anybody else wanted to add something? My apologies.
I'm good. I'm taking notes.
All right, all right. So we're gonna get into the reindeer, and this is gonna take us to the attachment of why we need the children. All right. We're gonna start digging into the next couple of slides when we talk about reindeer. We're gonna talk about immaculate conception, and we're gonna talk about the kidneys. All right. In the next three slides, we're gonna learn the why of the need of children. All right. Because remember, we already creating this gift. All right, that we're putting underneath the tree. All right. All right, we already broke down the whole concept of the tree. So when it comes to reindeer, when we look at the word rain from reindeer, it's a French word that translates into kidney. And the German rein means chaste, pure, uncorrupted, virgin. All right. I need you guys to remember that. Rein means chaste, something pure, something that's not that has not been corrupted, as in with a virgin. All right. As related to the Dutch rein, which means chaste. Hence, they used to have before the chastity belts. All right. To be chaste means to abstain from unlawful sexual intercourse. And the story of the Virgin Mary, the moon, giving immaculate birth to Jesus, we already know that sus means a kind of a swine, is about all of us. We are the ones who remain chaste, pure, virgin, uncorrupted, because we are mentally consummating. There go them bells. Remember, we talked about this a few in parts two, almost at the end, about all these dingings and all these stingings. Brother Hayes just broke down the fact that just like we did in Word Magic paper PowerPoint, that we are ruled by bells, the schools, the work. Ding 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 ding, break time. Ding 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 ding, back to work. Ding 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 ding, time to go to gym. It's always some type of bell or a ting sound that we're hearing. All right. So we are all consummating or our relationships while believing our acts to be physical within this hologram matrix construct. All right. And I have the definition of chase for those not aware of it, as well as the translation from French into English, where we do realize that rain means kidney. All right, it's a French word for kidney. All right, so you could literally say that reindeer could be the kidney of a deer, but the kidney of what? We're gonna get into that in the next slide. Does anybody want to add something in this one? Hayes, Salima, Yassini. If not, I'll go to the on to the next one.
Yeah, you good for the next one?
Okay, cool. So that's where where the immaculate conception comes in. All right, because we are separated by our cocoons or our iPods, and only interact with each other through the electrical signals that the brain interprets as being physical. In this way, we all remain virgins, quote unquote, and every single birth is an immaculate conceived through the gamete intrafallopian tube transfer process, given as a Christmas gift from every human who chooses to conceive to the ET gods to grow us in their Garden of Eden, or the Eden of Saturn. Now, this immaculate conception concept, it's already being presented as a reality. All right. And I have a link right here where I'm just gonna play out probably like a couple of give me 1 second while it loads up. Uh, Skip, and I'm gonna I want us to build on what this is the first farm. All right, the first. Why is it not letting? Oh, because I'm on. Oh my God, I forget that this thing does not. Hold on, family. Before we do anything, let me. My Google be acting retarded, so it be doing crazy stuff. But let me put it in another browser so I could because my Google for some reason is always preventing me to take out the
Okay, Taz, while you're doing that, I want to ask Rob Hayes a question.
go ahead, sis.
So, knowing what all you know about things, what do you have a preference on? I don't want to say like what what's the creator to you, if you don't mind.
That's
The
Big Mama.
creator, the creator.
That's Big Mama.
Okay, Big Mama created everything, or she?
We all in her uterus, so she ain't created it. She still get the credit.
Okay,
She's show carrying a heck of a load.
We all in here. If you see what's called black in the sky, then the father's that's her uterine walls. That what they call dark matter,
damn.
the sacred noon, the primordial abyss of creation.
Okay,
Wasn't wasn't
so
nothing there until parthogenesis took place in the womb of the great Big Mama.
if you're gonna say dark matter, then I'm gonna say, what about antimatter? Then, is NASA lying about antimatter?
Antimatter is just another name for dark matter. It's the mirror opposite of matter, energetically speaking.
It's the true black mirror.
Hmm.
I was gonna say, because who would control it if
Right. So your love and light came out of triple darkness.
mhm.
That's why the light becomes the light of the world when you awaken the Kundalini within.
So this okay, so the story could still be a creation story, however, it's just with the a black woman instead of those tales that they made up. Is that what you're saying?
Everywhere that the woman was celebrated, they replaced her with a man. All of these stories has been turned into patriarchal glory stories to undermine the actual women who put the work in. Well, I don't want Layla Ali to be the greatest woman champion of all time, so I paint my picture and say that my name was Lali Ali.
Hmm.
And then I put all her information under my title. I ain't did shit. I'm just a thief. This is what all of the women of the world that were the guys of old were removed and replaced with, well, most of the time they just put a beard on them and they look like a man in drag.
That's what I always said about those Egyptian cartouches they were finding and stuff, talking about it was a man, it was a man. I was like, how you put his beard on backwards unless he wasn't even look. All of them men, they crazy. You know how they lie.
Everybody talking about the pharaohs had these temples and shit built. The pharaohs came, the males, the men who was the ruling kings, they didn't have shit built. They didn't authorize building projects. His wife did all that shit. She the one called in the architects, which back then was mostly women,
Damn. All that
right?
shit makes sense for real.
So
Mhm.
she called in her architects and started creating new designs. If you notice, since the designs of the Greek buildings, there has been no forward progress in designing of architecture. Everything is just reruns of what's already available. But when the women was being a creative architectural self, right, they were coming from under the different priesthoods, the Sekhmet, which they was learning combat, Bass, which they was learning um, community development, program development, Black Panther shit, right? They was coming out of their different respective clans, and they was learning all of that shit, experiencing each clan, and then they would go create something that had never been created before, and that's what the Mary Magdala is really Mary with the mandala, who had the mandala effect,
Oh
the
shit!
creative effect, bringing forth the creation from the womb.
Holy fucking shit!
Damn.
Wow. Okay. Well, you teaching. So now that we're talking about the womb, let's build on
Wow.
this, brother. Tell me what you think about this lunacy right here. This is called Ectolife. It's the first
This,
real world first artificial womb facility. It turned the act of giving birth into something that you keep track on an app, on the phone.
That's that sick book coming into play. The women don't even have to push out a baby no more. You get to keep your body forever. You
Well,
breaking natural law left and right.
my theory on this is that after what they just did to us,